Hello and welcome to today's video, which is about stipple filters. And I'm sure you're jumping up and down now going, "Hooray, stipple filters. What an incredibly exciting topic for a video." But no, it is necessary. Don't laugh. Don't use that ironic voice. Just trust me. Yes, so if you're into anamorphics, you'll probably have a box like this full of loads of step up and step down filters. Some with a plain outside texture that's slippery, all the more difficult to get on and off, and you'll have some that have got grips on the outside like this, which are a little bit easier, but it's still essentially the same issue that you'll have with them, in that you'll buy them quite cheap, Amazon, eBay, a couple of quid. Every now and again they'll get stuck, and then you'll find you have to buy a tool like this to get the bleeding things off. You'll also find those won't often work, and then you'll be using a pair of pliers like I had to do on this one yesterday. I wouldn't mind, this is a branded one as well. So this was on an FMJ, a Rapido front metal jacket, and it just absolutely refused to come off, so I had to resort to using tools on it. I've had one in the past where I had to use a hacksaw, and frankly I'm fed up with that. So someone mentioned to me about brass filters and how superior they are, so that's what we're going to look at now. So I'm going to move this out of the way and I'm going to chat about that. Now, with any anamorphic setup, you have a fair bit of money involved, from your taking lens, which will probably be the cheapest bit, but some of you will still have quite expensive lenses. Here, for example, we have a Zeiss. You've then got your whole anamorphic setup here, which will be your anamorphic lens, possibly a housing over it like we have here, and then you're going to have your focus module on the front, and there's also quite a lot of weight involved in that. So it always seemed crazy to me to have a piece of aluminium costing a couple of quid holding all that weight together. So now I have a brass step-up filter, and it's thicker than the aluminium brands that I've been using before. So I just feel that this is no longer the weakest link in the whole setup, and it's equally as strong as all the other metal. And so when I'm using this handheld, as I usually do, I'm just got a lot more peace of mind. And there's a practical consideration as well. The brass doesn't jam. With a lot of the aluminium filters, especially when you squeeze them on tight, which you need to do with anamorphic because you can't afford for them to slip, given your relying on your horizon being level. Here you can put it on tight and you can still take the filter off without having to resort to tools. Well, certainly that's my experience, and I think that's the general belief with the brass step-up filters, and I've certainly found that to be the case. Now, to demonstrate this, I do have this set up here, but I just want to, before I do that, talk about the brand that I chose. Now, when I was originally looking into brass step-up rings, the brand that was mentioned was Sensei Pro, but this has proven quite tricky to purchase in the UK. In fact, I did a search on Amazon for Sensei Pro brass filters, bought a couple, they cost me 20 quid each. And they turned out to be aluminium ones. They couldn't find any brass, so they just done the closest match. Now I can see where part of the money goes with the Sensei. It's got quite flash packaging, including a storage box. Now I can understand that for a normal ND filter, but it's a bit overkill really for just a step up. So that left me with trying to find an alternative. Now I used Google, did some more search, and I found a UK company called Cameracal, and links in the description. They were really helpful, and they stock a brand from the US called Breakthrough Photography. These originally started off via a Kickstarter doing really high quality ND filters, and then they've branched out into doing other kinds of filters. Obviously we've got the step ups that we can see here. Now, the one benefit I have had with ending up with the Sensei aluminium is I can do a direct comparison. Now, the brass filters here, thicker, there's just more mass, they just feel altogether stronger. You know, the tactile feel of it and the weight. But there's general practical benefits here as well. The grips are they're really good, they're really deep. And I cut my fingernails today as well for this. And I'm still getting really good grip in it. You can just hear that grip there. If I try that on the Sensei in comparison, you know, there's still some grip there, but it's not as deep. They also have the issue that they have to flatten out parts of the outside of the filter to put the information on the size and the brand name. In comparison, the breakthrough aren't shouting at you, look at me, you look at my brand. It's all put on the inside. So it's a general practical consideration that, it's all about the grip. So that's great. So that's why these have now become my product of choice for my step-up rings. I'm just going to demonstrate that here on this FMJ. With a anamorphic cell, obviously you don't want your horizon to be lost because you want it to be level for your flares. So when you're putting your setup together, you'll typically make sure it's really tight, so it's not going to go loose in your kit bag or on your rig. So I can put this on really tight, so I know it ain't going to shift in normal use. But at the same time, in fact, I put that tight. If I try and do it, I'm undoing the ring. So if I hold that there, I can actually undo that with my hands. So I'm not having to resort to getting that tool, and I just don't have that fear anymore that I'm actually going to end up with this getting locked and then having to use a proper tool to take it off with. I'm never going to be digging out a pair of pliers to pull one of those off. So it's a good buy from the fact that I've got the added strength, I've got the peace of mind, and I'm not going to have trouble taking them off again. It's worth noting, although I'm absolutely sure you'll never need it, they come with a 25-year warranty, so you just put your serial number in there for that. So I think if you're in the UK, use Cameracal, whose link's down in the bottom. If you're in the US, you've got the benefit that you can deal with a breakthrough direct. So if you've got any questions, stick them in the comments, and I hope you found that useful.